Howard Hawks' version of The Thing is truly one of my favorite films of all time. And let's get the record straight. The movie was directed by Howard Hawks. Verifiably directed by Howard Hawks. He let his editor, Christian Nyby, take credit. But the kind of feeling between the male characters, the camaraderie, the group of men that has to fight off the evil, it's all pure Hawksian.
Dr. Carrington, we just learned you found a dog in there, bled white by a visitor. You didn't report it. Why?
I didn't consider it necessary.
But it was necessary to let two of your friends in there to be killed.
I posted them as a guard. I was in there
Dr.
myself
Stern
for
was
5
right.
hours.
I looked through that door. They're hanging in there upside down like in a slaughterhouse. I wish you'd seen it.
Isn't there something we can do about it?
They're dead, and our job is to see nobody else join them.
I think The Thing has just an incredible feeling among the people. It starts with this overlapping dialogue.
Ever hear of Dr. Carrington?
The fellow who was at Bikini?
The same. Well, they're holed in about 2,000 miles north of here, a whole bunch. Botanists, physicists,
Including
electronic...
a pinup girl. Very interesting type, too.
Very. Captain Henry can give you any data you want on
sure.
her.
Ken, you probably shouldn't have said that. You know how to
After I read
Now,
that.
look.
But it's this wonderful, very human and witty byplay that you don't often get in science fiction films.
The Thing I consider to be one of the few great masterpieces of science fiction. It dealt with almost pure science from both a science fiction and a horror standpoint.
It's moving. Miss Nicholson.
Yes, Doctor.
At 12:10 a.m., the hand became alive. The temperature of the forearm showed a 20-degree rise. Because of this rise in temperature, I believe it was able to ingest the canine blood with which it was covered.
This thing is like sucking the blood of all the, unfortunate guys at the base and, killing them one by one. And so the question is, what do you do about it? And how do you deal with it? And of course the scientist says, I want to talk to it. We have things to learn from this alien. And in the military, the commander says, forget it. This thing is dangerous and we're going to kill it. And that's the essential debate.
I think it far better if science rather than
Doctor,
the
are you
army
sure this is the best thing to
this
do?
time. I'm sure we can communicate with it. We must. It's wiser than we are. It's our only chance to talk to it, to learn so many things.
Dr. Carrington, he's
Surely
right.
you can understand that, Stern.
Well, we were living in a state of détente, a sort of impasse with the Russians in the Cold War, and both sides were nervous about the other side pulling the trigger. So there was a sense of vague menace and not knowing where it's coming from and not knowing what form it was going to take. You see this in a lot of science fiction films.
You have all these alien threats, both outside and the Soviet Union and inside, and all these commie simps inside the country. And what do you do with them?
These Red Scare movies are having something to do with the loss of what it truly means to be an American. Christian, right-wing, patriotic, honor, duty, all that goes away when these evil communist aliens come and get us.
I think a more logical thing is that it might represent, as we started to look increasingly towards space, represent the fear that maybe we're not at the top of the food chain. Maybe there is something out there.
It's round. We finally got one.
We found a flying saucer.
You can look at the thing that way. I don't think that Hawks looked at it that way. He just thought it was a great... he had read the original story, thought it was a cool kind of story. I mean, that fire scene, when the Geiger counter is blipping down.
The needles hit the top.
And there, and the door opens, and there it is, and they set it on fire, and it runs through. It was amazing. When I was a kid and I saw The Thing, it was transforming. Made me want to make movies.